MGTF74 has now returned to YouTube. And this here, what you're seeing is actually, well, what was my old house originally, many years ago, except this is now my dad's house. Ever since my mom has passed away in July 2nd, my dad actually decided to take care of me. So here I am at dad's house. Now, this is, well, originally was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Well, now it's turned to a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. I'll explain a little bit later. But this is where I've been used to been living since 2003 all the way through 2006. And now 2024, I'm back to living in this house. Just look at this beautiful scenery, a beautiful front yard I used to have when I was very young. There's the big garage right there, and that's actually where an RV would be there. My dad does have an RV. And this one here, this ginormous vehicle is a slingshot. That's what's called the slingshot. It's a 2-passenger vehicle. Now, this ginormous area, what we're going to enter here, this is actually the front of the house. It's not over there, which would usually be the area. Yeah, as you can see there. That's actually where you assume that the front to that house would be, but it's not. It's here. This house is filled with surprises. So, this has been reworked. And here is the inside. Now, this ginormous area was the garage. Then my dad has started to reinforce the house, so now this is now a pool table. Some sort of a gaming area where they can play the pool table, which my dad used to do. And this is all the stuff you see right here. And that goes into a special room. I'll get to that one later. That's an old speaker. It's an old fan. Here it is. The living room. This is the front area. Now, this seam here is actually where it divides the house from the garage. It was this. The door to the garage was here. And that door was original to the house, but that part there is all filled in. It leads to the back door. So here it is, the small little air conditioning, and we have all that. This is all original to the house. Well, this was also later got rebuilt and refurbished somewhere in 2004. I think it was 2004. These tiles were not original to the house. This was from the 2004 re-renovation. The colors are also from the 2004 renovation, even that right there. This is part of the kitchen. This front door goes up, and that's the stand. Nice little pantry that my dad uses. That's obviously a brand new fridge. It's the dishwasher. That's a bread making station and a coffee table, a coffee maker. We have a microwave and a cooker. Cannot have both active or it'll blow a fuse. My dad told me. Here's the main lounge. Got two of the same couches here. These you can actually store drinks because they're cup holders. This giant television right here. And that's also where an old portable television and some old stuff right there. Down here as well. Nice nifty drawers. Here was the computer area, and it actually stayed the same ever since I entered. It still looks good. Very nice looking. Now, here's the collection of hats my dad has. Beautiful. We get into this, which is the hallway. The lights over here where there's lights that control different parts. This is this one, and that one is this one. This is where the front to the house would go to, except it goes to the hallway. This was kind of like a 1980s or 1970s build. That one is a doorbell. A nice scenery part right there. Now this double door here, we open this. We have this exact dining room. Look at the amount of chairs here. There's one, that. We have this small couch and this giant couch. And these are the light switches here, which is on this translucent cover. This bottom one is control that. I'm going to leave those on. Very nice looking. Nice looking paintings. There's some awards. This is my dad's mother, and this is my dad's father. Here's this nice, beautiful fireplace. It's an old vintage rotary phone, but it's broken. Nice decor. Another shot of my dad's mother. And that, well, it's also my dad's mother, who was my grandmother. Yep, my grandmother is my father's mom. And this kind of wasn't here originally. It was all empty. It didn't have this giant bookshelf thing right here. It didn't have it. But it does now. We have an old vintage encyclopedia set and a total of 6 vintage cameras. Some photos was the place that he used to work at, and there are some very old vintage photos of him from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Back there. And this big area is also was it was mainly meant for family get-togethers and whatnot. And we got that right there, which is to store all the glasses, the plates, the cups, anything that's made out of glass is there. And this goes out here, back to the kitchen. Close this. You're going to see more sliding doors. Eventually more coming up later. So we'll turn that off. No? Okay. This one is show because this is awesome. Tell me if you haven't seen like a sliding door with this. You press this here, open up. Look at that. Don't tell me you haven't seen an area like that before. This is the switch for the bathroom. This is the top is for the lights. This bottom is for the fan. I want to show more about this. This is a lock mechanism. When you turn 90 degrees, this is locked in place. Turn it that way, and it's open. This is something that probably they should bring back because this kind of does work. Doesn't need to have a door that slides open, no headbangs. This just slides. And here is the bathroom. It's a good shiny mirror. There's some of my bathroom supplies right here. This bathroom does not have a shower, and I honestly don't think that's possible because Water goes down here. I don't want to ruin up this painting right here. As you can see, there's the toilet and another painting. That one is more likely a real life photo. But that's at least one. Alright, now we get to this other side. This giant grandfather clock originally was a big tree with lots of nature decor that was on it. But now it's replaced with this clock. It's a giant light I turned on, and there's that old vintage smoke detector, battery powered. And inside here is actually where it was originally my brother's room. Yep, this was my brother's room originally. Which is also now partially my stepbrother's room now. Yep, I now have a stepbrother. And this is his general work area. Well, he mainly goes here only to check the stocks. He's in the stock market, by the way. And this was the original, the refurbished color that was here back in 2004. It got refurbished to this giant blue, dark blue area with the red sliding doors. Yep, red sliding doors. And these are the closets. My brother had 2 of these. There's that big chain. Okay, this one, I have to be careful with this one. But yeah, this is now my stepbrother's room, which I now got. And he checks the stock markets here. Yeah, everything goes according to plan. Turn that off now. This is for the air conditioning. It's behind this. And that's probably part of the furnace. Now, this here is actually another closet. Gotta be careful with this one, too. This is where my dad holds his stuff. This clock is actually licensed to Lionel. It actually plays sound effects if it hits like a certain train. This is some of his original closings that he had for many, many decades. Close that up. Now here. This is my room. Yep, and mine has a sliding door. Well, except this one is a little bit, stuck. Okay, now it's back. It does get stuck when it's on the lock. Well, not when I actually lock it, it's just... Sometimes it does like that, and it actually stays like that. Stays pressed in until I... Generally enough, it goes back out. I'll go and turn on the light. Here it is. My bedroom. And I'm still living in it. Yep. This is where I'm going to be living. Is in this bedroom. I got this lovely, lovely bed. And there's my computer, along with some of my stuff. And here is my closet. Oh, goodness gracious, that is still there. Ugh, I need to get rid of that fast. Here is my closet with my clothing. There's a lot of good stuff inside. There's the television. I still haven't been able to watch television. Work with this first. Very nice. The stains up there, that was from the 2005 hurricane. It had ruined parts of the ceiling and it stained them. There we go. Now we can go ahead and turn off this light. Some of these light switches can be a little bit confusing if you don't know your way around. Okay. So now, also, I noticed this mini phone flasher. Maybe that's for installing a phone or something. Now, this down here is actually just a light, and that clear part is a sensor, which is for my dad. And of course, he has another one, but I think the batteries are dead on that one. This one is the master bedroom. Yep. This was where my mom and dad sleep. It's in this bedroom. A beautiful decor. I have an old vintage heater/fan. A big, gigantic 65-inch television. I think it's 65-inch. Also has two batches of sliding doors. And one sliding door here that connects to the master bathroom. The top switch is for the lights. These two are for the fan. This is to suck up the hot air. This is to blow the cool air. We have the beautiful, pretty pink toilet. That's to store in that stuff. All the towels. And here it is. The rest of the bathroom is like this. Gigantic mirror. Because my dad used to take his stuff. There was a scale here, but it was a mechanical one instead of this electronic one. And the decor is actually still original to the house. They haven't changed at all. And this is where I go and take my shower. It's right here. That's where the shower will be. Very interesting. This is also a little finicky as well. I think I got it. Yeah, it's there. This one escapes to the laundry room, which I don't think this was part of the house originally. I say that because of this giant cage fan, the giant cage window accessory. I think this was mainly for outside, outdoors. That one is the boiler. Meant for the washing and dryer. Is the gigantic fridge. And some of the other essential cleaning supplies. Sanitizer, a vacuum, and something cleaning the clothes. This is part of Dad's clothes. There's my room. You can see through there. And a small little window. And fellas, for my Thomas videos, they'll be here. We got some of the small boxes. And we're back here at the dining room. Yep, we're back here at the dining room. And this is where I'm going to be filming my Thomas stuff. Got this giant table here. And this ginormous table. This is a lot longer than the one I had in the old house. It's a lot longer. So I can fit more layouts. A longer layout means I can fit all that stuff here. It's very, very long. And these drawers can hold in trains. And so is this. There's my original cabbie. This is a treadmill. And while my stepbrother likes to exercise, he used this. And there's that HD TV. That leads into the other room. Another bedroom, which we'll see later. This leads to a storage room. As you can see. This is just a storage room. It's nothing special. It's just a storage room. Oh, I want to show one more thing. Because of the dining room has a lot of space, this is plenty big to fit a gigantic layout. That's a very nice. So, if I can't fit anything on the table, I can fit it right here. It's flat enough. This is going to be a big table. And right there, this ginormous area will have a ton of room. My dad and my stepbrother doesn't really use this room, but I think I will. We're big layouts. So I hope you'll get to see some of those. Alright, now we go into this room here. This one, let me turn this on. This is a gym room that is for my stepbrother. This is all of his gym equipment, as you can see here. Which I should tell you that this was in my room a couple years ago. Yep, these were in my room. My room was sort of set up as a gym. And this was originally a bedroom for my grandmother, but then she was sent to the hospice. And now my father didn't know what to do with it. So my stepbrother decided to move in and put all the gym stuff here, because there's a lot of room. There's the beloved air conditioning, and as my grandmother was here originally, those were all the stuff she had. You can kind of see what's there. And in here is actually where my stepbrother will be living. This is my stepbrother's room. He always sleeps here. So this is his bed. This is where he sleeps. And this is his bathroom. That's for the fan. This is for the light. Basic toilet, sink. This is just a shower. No bath. It's just a shower. Small little sink. Area to store clothes. To store the towels. And here's his closet. It's just a small little closet. And where does this go? Back out to the sunroom. It's just a little hard to close, but it does work. Alright. I will show you the back room now. Alright. Okay, hold on. There you go. Okay, outside here. Okay. Again, that's the storage room, and that's the back door. Here we are. In this general area. Gotta be careful with bugs. That's where my father's going to plant all the vegetables, but it's now a little bit too hot for that now. That's the old tool shed he has over there. But I used to remember being in this area long, long ago. There are two grills. I love this general backyard. It really is just a beauty just to look at. You can see I was feel a lot more better here in this general area. Now we show you a few more parts of the area here. Again, that's the area where my dad is going to plant his stuff. Here's some more plants. That was all original to this house. And that there is a backup generator. In case a power outage comes in, that kicks on. Yep, my father is well prepared with this backup generator that he recently installed. Some more lovely area. And all the plants. It's all bird feed. And here we have the supposed front door. We have this nice brick walkway. The top part is upside down, but my stepbrother put it that way so he can put the bird feed, even though he has to watch out for squirrels. There you have it, folks. My very old house that used to live a long, long ago. I'm now back to living in it. Thank you all for watching.